Hello, friends. Welcome to the maiden voyage of the SS Foolproof Gaming. This is a test run, going to be doing a little Ultimus 6 recording. The alliance that I'm in, Sigma Omega, is actually working towards 100% today, so I wanted to run through a few nodes with a guide of sorts to show you how I'm doing these nodes, and hopefully that's helpful to you. So I'm going to start here. I run this lane. I believe it's lane 4. Starts top middle. I'm going left all the way to Spider-Man, and then I'm going up to the right, and then here to Family Matters, and meeting my partner at Lockdown, the Doctor Strange node. So I'll start here with Sunglasses at Night. I run Sunglasses at Night with my defenders. So that's already set up. The key to this node is the snipers. You have to take out the snipers. So in the first wave, there's one sniper. You'll see here. And then after snipers, you want to take out the Merc Lieutenant because of his speed and attack up buff. So we'll start with that here. And the goal with defenders, especially when you get over about 160, 170k power, is to do whatever you can to keep your skills ready for the next node. So get the nodes done with as little skill usage on the back end as you can, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start here, get counter up right away, hit that sniper. Go ahead and just hit him with the basic there. So we got our first sniper down. We're going to go ahead and go after the lieutenant. There he is, giving his buff, which is fine. Okay, I like to save the ultimate on Punisher for the second wave because it has two snipers, so I hope to try and take them out before they even get a chance to attack. So I'm just going to go ahead and knock him off with a basic. Defense up. It's important to get defense up on your defenders right away, especially two-turn defense up. That second turn is crucial to keep your team alive and going. From here, once I've got the lieutenant down, it doesn't really necessarily matter. I like to take out the riot guard just because he's a pain. So I'm going to go ahead and finish him off. There we go. I'm going to save Luke Cage's taunt for the second wave here. I'm going to go ahead and power punch the sniper on the side here, on the right side, just because there's less characters on the right side, and I want to give more room to chain on the left for if I use any chaining attacks. For example, Daredevil's ultimate. I'm going to go ahead and run Punisher's ultimate here. So we got the sniper. The rest is essentially just cleanup. So I'm going to use basics. It would be nice to have counter up, don't get me wrong, but it's not necessary at this point. And as I was saying earlier, it's important to try and keep your skills up once you've done the meat and potatoes of the node. Okay, easy victory there. No real harm done. And most of our skills are in decent shape. Not in perfect shape, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and continue left. This is the node. Arm Day is the node that I use to charge up my storm. And what I do is I use kind of a hybrid Avengers and Storm team. So put Storm in the back row there. I put Widow there. And then I'm going to use Quake on the side. Having the speed up of Black Widow and the speed down for the opponents on Quake is fantastic and very important. And then I put Night Nurse over here. So if anybody tries to chain off of Night Nurse, hopefully Widow's going to be in stealth and is going to stop that chain. In this node, it is important to knock out Winter Soldier. You either want to ability lock him with Vision or offense him down with Vision's basic. here we are. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a speed up. And then I'm going to go for the ability block on Winter Soldier. Because hopefully, he's ability blocked for the first turn. Hopefully by his second turn, he's dead. That's the goal. Is to have a dead dead Winter Soldier before his second attack is even available. Now what I like to do once I get to Vision's second turn here is I like to pull all these buffs away, get him out of here. Especially Hulk's taunt. Hulk is slow, as you probably know. You've been playing the game long enough to find that out. But the slower you can get him, the better. And then as much as you can, ignore him. You know, remove his taunt when you can and focus on the rest of the team. I'm going to go ahead and stun Cable here. Because Cable and Winter Soldier are really the only two threats. And they're easily neutralized. Okay, now the rest from here, besides worrying about Cable a little bit, pretty much just clean up. And I always hope to get the offense down. I hope to try and make Vision chain that third time, but at his skill level, it doesn't happen very much, which is okay. So now I'm kind of just working on Drax. Basically basic attacks all around. I'm trying to save my skills. I try to keep Night Nurse alive. It's tough. She's squishy. I have her at 28k power. All of her skills are as high as they can go at this point without orange ability materials. But she's just kind of squishy, unfortunately. So it wouldn't surprise me if I lose her. If I lose her, that's okay. You know, as I said, the Alliance is going for 100%, and if we got to drop some power cores on that, then by goodness, we're going to do that. Okay. Speaking of like favorite and least favorite characters in the game, I think Drax is my least favorite character in the game. Why? Because he's a pain in the butt. He shows up, he taunts. You know, if you have a decent team, Drax essentially taunts for the entirety of the fight. Because you can take him down pretty quickly, and he has... His passive allows him to taunt right when he drops in, and then he will taunt again as soon as he can with his active taunt. So, it's tough to maneuver, and it's something that you need to learn how to do if you're going to have success at the higher levels of this game, if that makes sense. Okay. Go ahead and just keep... You know, I lost Night Nurse. I'm going to go ahead and just keep trying to refresh abilities now as much as I can. I've got Storm charged up. I don't know how many charges that is. Storm is strong enough to where I don't worry too much at this point. Like I said, that was mostly just cleanup. And I won't actually use Storm for the Spider-Man node, which is what I won't use Night Nurse for the Spider-Man node, which I charge Storm for, because I use Scarlet Witch with Vision, which I'll show you here shortly, and that helps extend the freeze that Storm will do first turn. So we're going to go ahead and run this third node with the good old Defenders. So, this node you have to take out, the goal is to take out Doctor Strange right away. You don't want to get your counter up on your Defenders until Doctor Strange is dead, because otherwise he'll buff flip on you, and then you wasted your counter and you're waiting for it to come up again. And then you have Scientist Supreme's passive, which will heal characters occasionally. I can't remember. It's a 20% chance, if I remember correctly. So it's important to get Scientist Supreme out of there, and then Medic drops in, and Medic also has a revive. So the order that I take them out in is Doctor Strange, Scientist Supreme, and then Medic. Depending on if Scientist Supreme still has her defense up, I will take out Medic first. I'm going to go ahead and taunt on Luke Cage, just because he can take a beating. say what you want about Luke Cage. He's an incredibly useful character. He's not an offensive superstar, obviously, but the guy can take damage, and he brings that 2-turn defense up, which is so helpful in any kind of battle that's going to last a while, or if you're dealing with characters like Crossbones, where Crossbones will explode. So I've got Doctor Strange down. I'm going to go ahead and get counter up on everybody. I'm going to go ahead and punch Scientist Supreme, because I could kill Medic too, but Scientist Supreme has a little bit more health, so I'm going to go ahead and take her out first. You do have to watch Hulk here. I probably hit him 1 turn too many, I would say, because, as you know, normally when he gets low on health, he gets his attack up, always angry buff, and he hits like a Mack truck for 1 turn. That wasn't too bad. He didn't get always angry, which I'm not sure why, but it's okay with me. That's for sure. I will certainly not complain about that. Then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take down Vision, just because some of his abilities can be annoying, and he dodges a lot. His evade is pretty fantastic. If you have some lower power defenders, that Thor ultimate can be tough. So be aware of that. You might want to consider taking Thor out after you get your Night Nurse, your Medic, Scientist Supreme, and Doctor Strange down. So now we're pretty much just doing cleanup from here. Luke Cage is not in good shape. He's stunned. Got a bleed on him. Got an attack down. Doesn't really matter. Now I want to make sure we got everybody as close to full health as possible. And as you noticed, of course, I'm trying to save my abilities for the next node that I'm going to use defenders with. Okay, Spider-Man node. This is a tough node. Here's the secret to this node. If all else fails and you don't feel good about it, if you've got a storm charged up, you nuke them. If you feel okay about it, which I generally feel pretty safe here, go ahead and use her freeze and then extend it with Scarlet Witch. And go that route. So now let's see here. I will go there. And then there's my storm. Okay. Here we go. This is one of the tougher nodes in the raid, I would say. Probably on the inside lanes, I would consider this one of the toughest nodes for sure. On the outside lanes, you have your Fury node and you have your Thor node, which is extremely tough. I have run all the inside lanes. I can do some more commentary on those at some point if you guys would like. You'll have to just kind of let me know how it goes, what you guys think. But as I said, this is the maiden voyage, so we're all just learning at this point. Okay, so I got everybody frozen with the exception of Widow because her turn meter was so high. Spider-Man's breaking out. So unfortunately, that didn't work nearly as well as I would have liked. But we still have what we need. I'm going to go ahead and stun Spider-Man out of this because Widow's not as much of an offensive threat and Captain America is not an offensive threat. And then Spider-Man's going to dodge, which could make things difficult. And we're going to go ahead and recharge Storm. Go ahead and drop Spider-Man if he doesn't dodge, which obviously he just did again. So that's frustrating, but that's okay. Finally, Spider-Man doesn't dodge, which is good. Thank goodness. Go ahead and... The goal is really to keep everybody either stunned or slowed down and take care of them. Okay, so we've got a Captain America taunt. We want to keep our side sped up and their side slowed down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off him. I was hoping to get the kill on Widow, but obviously that didn't work out. And this is getting sticky. Truth be told, I've never had this issue with this node. It's always been easy cleanup. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Storm Ultimate. Not because necessarily it's going to get the kill, but because it won't get the finish, I should say, but I should be able to get some knockouts, which is what I need at this point. I have way too many characters with life left that I need to get rid of. Okay, so got everybody pretty much swept up there, which is fantastic. For a second there, it looked like that was going to take a turn for the worst, which, as I said, I've never had a ton of problems with this node with Storm. I did just start the freeze strategy, though, so that could be part of it. And there we go. I have enough for one more battle, but I run this next node, the Unseen Hand. I run it in 2 because an Alliance member was telling me, shout out to Captain Straz, how to beat this with defenders by running it in 2. And you basically back out when Sentry does his invisibility for everybody. So that's it for Ultimus for now. I do have 2 orbs here to open, and I figured I would leave those for you guys. You should feel special because I always open my orbs right away, but for the maiden voyage, I saved them for you. So we just got a basic, which is not a lot of fun. We're going to crack it open anyways, and then I got a saber-tooth shard. So we'll go ahead and save the best for last. And here we go. Hope for something big. I do have a 6-star saber-tooth. Oh, that's fantastic. Pretty good pull. We got 18 there. That's all I have for you right now. I will continue to record when I get some more energy built up and show you the rest of the nodes that I'll be doing today. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, questions, criticisms, whatever you'd like. Just let me know. Thanks, guys.